Right then, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Howson, and this is 5 things that we learned watching Manchester United beat Sheffield United. In at number 1, record-breaking win. Now, United did it the hard way last night after conceding an early, cheap goal against Sheffield United. And honestly, I thought Maguire has got to do better there as the captain. I think Henderson has to do better there as the goalkeeper. Again, a calamity of errors leads to United going behind. But it meant another record got broken by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and again, another positive one. United have now been the first team to win 6 away games, breaking our own record, after conceding first in a single Premier League season. It's not the record that you want the most, but it is a record, and ultimately it is a positive one. It's all the more impressive when you consider we've won all 6 of our Premier League games on the road this season, coming back from behind in every single one of them. Of course, you'd rather United start games strongly, put the game to bed and cruise for the last half an hour, but that's not how it's going down at the moment. And certainly against favourable opposition like Sheffield United, you'd really like to have that sort of game. But it's great to see the character and the resilience from United. There's certainly a belief that we can always score a goal, and sometimes, whether it's based in fact or whether it's based in pure perception, having the idea that you're always going to be a threat against the team is never a bad thing to have. United have now scored at least twice in all of our last 10 Premier League away games, which is another record that was broken at Bramall Lane last night. The away form's there. Pure and simple, the away form is there, and it could be very interesting if consistency is also managed to be found at home. Number 2, Marcus Rashford is on fire. Marcus Rashford has been in scintillating form this season. When you look at how productive he has been, the numbers are there. Even if most of the time I don't think he's quite hit top gear in his performances, he's been very, very, very effective. And the goals he scored last night at Sheffield United prove that. The first one was an unbelievable touch and an unbelievable finish, which belongs at the highest caliber and highest level of football. He's now been involved in 46 goals in all competitions since the start of last season, with 34 goals and 12 assists. This term he's already registered 5 goals and 4 assists. Although he was fortunate that his central shot slid under Aaron Ramsdale to make it 3-1, his movement, the touch, the finish were absolutely top class for his first of the evening. Rashford has improved leaps and bounds under Solskjaer, and I think both of them need credit for that, to be honest with you. Since Ole took charge of United, Rashford has scored more Premier League goals with 29 than any other under 25 in the competition. Rashford's developing into a special player, and I think the community work that he's doing off the pitch is leading to confidence and conviction in himself when he's on the pitch. And I actually think it's actually helping him as a footballer. And he's playing with the confidence of who he is in himself off the pitch, really translating to who he is as a footballer on the pitch. That was a special goal last night, and it was well done for Marcus for getting 2. Let's hope he can add to that this weekend. Number 3, Pogba performed. Pogba's eye-catching role in what turned out to be the winning goal, really, with United's third was one thing, but overall I thought he had a very impressive night in midfield, and it was also a disciplined night in midfield. 82% pass accuracy with 15 final third passes completed, and 6 of his 8 attempted long passes were successful, something that United really need and something that United can really benefit from. When you've got a fast-pacey team with players like Marcus Rashford who can hit teams on the counter as we saw so effectively, having a player with the ability of Paul Pogba to be able to deliver that ball to them is massive for us. If United can find a way to make Paul Pogba and Bruno tick, that's the basis of one of the best midfields in the world. Whether or not Pogba wants to stick around here or not is another thing entirely, but if you can get a grip of him, you can keep him around, you can make him want to stay, you can make him denounce what's going on with his agent, then there's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't want Paul Pogba in a United shirt. The only reason that you don't is because of the circus that surrounds him, which, let's be honest, is absolutely draining. Now, on top of that, what he did with the ball, Pogba did a bit of an underappreciated job off the ball. 8 ball recoveries, 3 clearances, 2 interceptions and 2 tackles as part of a really complete performance alongside Nemanja Matic. Whether it's fighting to prove his worth to the fans, I'm sceptical. Whether it's showing who he is ahead of a move, which is more likely. As long as Pogba's putting in performances like that, I'm pretty happy to see him in the 11, to be honest with you. he can make the difference between United actually doing something and United not doing something. He's a special player. The issue with him has really just been consistency and how bad does he want to be here. But he's a hell of a player there. Number 4, Martial opens his account. Anthony Martial finally joined the Premier League goal scorers list for this season, scoring his first goal in 683 minutes of football to put United ahead last night. A few months after scoring his first hat-trick for United against Sheffield United at Old Trafford, Martial contributed both a goal and an assist on a night where many would have happily, me included, seen Edinson Cavani return to the starting 11. Martial did manage to find the net and rediscovered a bit of form in the final third, but he put in a very involved performance actually. 93% pass accuracy, 13 final third passes, 4 shots on goal with 2 going on target. Literally a textbook kind of way that you want a striker to act. 4 shots, 1 goal, 2 of them on target. That literally is the sort of metrics that you want for your striker. So well happy with that. He also created 3 chances, which was more than any United player, recovered the ball 3 times. Hopefully he kicks on from this and starts making an impact again. And Leeds would be the perfect place to start that this weekend. Number 5, title charge might be on. With the win, Manchester United moved just within 5 points of league leaders Liverpool, but with a game in hand at Burnley to come. Now, that game in hand seems mythical because it never seems to arrive here. Considering that the likes of Spurs, Chelsea, City have all been touted as title contenders in recent weeks, where does that now leave United? United seemingly put our early season horrendous form behind us. We are the current informed team in the league. We're actually the informed team in the league since January, which is a good sign. We're also the informed team in the last 5 games as well, which is encouraging. If we can start seeing the proper consistency in those games at home at Old Trafford, I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not getting giddy. Look, we are 1/3 of the way through the season. We're in a good position. We're in the best position that we've been post Sir Alex Ferguson. Let's just leave it at that. Now, it's under some seriously difficult circumstances with the global pandemic and everything as well. So I think what Ollie is doing deserves the time and the patience and the support, more importantly, of the fans. Get behind the lads. Get behind Ollie. Let's see where this can take us. Let's have a bit of fucking positivity for once. We're in a good position. And it doesn't feel like it's in a good position because as soon as United win, you end up arguing on social media with people who just seemingly have an issue, supposedly United fans, seemingly have an issue with United winning games. I'm sorry if your go-to is when United win a game to complain, you're not a United fan. It's as simple as that. You got to remember, everyone, football is a pastime that we voluntarily choose to partake in. And if you're not enjoying your pastime, I think that says a lot more about you. No one likes watching their team lose, but you know what? 92 teams in professional football in England, let alone worldwide. There's only 5 or 6 of them winning at any one time. It takes everything to be a football fan. The good times, the bad times, the hard times, the lean times, and the best times. We've seen some great times as Manchester United fans. We've got to accept at times it's going to be lean. Now, you want to maintain high standards. I obviously get that. But there's got to be perspective. Solskjaer's doing a very difficult job with a nightmare owner. And I'd say he's doing an acceptable job. I certainly don't think he's doing a job that deserves every single drop point. Doesn't need a steward's inquiry. Doesn't need mass debates about whether this guy needs to be kept in his job or not. He's the most disrespected manager in the league. If United can get to 24, 25 games and be within 2 points of Liverpool, I'll sit here and tell you we're doing a title charge. And we're going to compete for the league. Now, Jose Mourinho came second, but he came second 19 points off the champions. And we weren't in the title race come December. Well, it's Christmas next week. Literally next week. And United are in the hunt. Now, United could theoretically, if Liverpool start to drop points, be ahead of them by the end of this month. I think it's unlikely. But we've not been able to say that for years. Whether we win anything this season or not, the progress made in terms of how close we are to the title winners has to be taken into account and built on. And the guy has to be trusted from the fan base, the players, and more importantly, the owners. Because I'll tell you this, Solskjaer wanted what? A centre-half, Haaland and Sancho. Imagine Erling Haaland in this team. Imagine Jadon Sancho in this team, offering width on that right-hand side. Mason's not in form. No problem. Jadon Sancho plays for the next 6 weeks. Tony Marshall hasn't scored for 11 hours. It's no problem because Erling Haaland's on 14 goals. You see the difference that this makes? Those drop points. Now, maybe the Spurs result doesn't just instantly get changed by having a better attacking option. But maybe you don't bring Harry Maguire into the team following what happened in Greece as quick. Maybe he's got some competition in the team. All that brings in is competition. Because at the moment, we've got players, Phil Jones, Rojo. They can strut around the training ground as much as they like. Nobody thinks, oh, I better step up because Phil Jones looks sharp in training today. They're not threatening anybody. Tenen Mengi might be putting people under pressure with his performances in training. But you're not going to drop an £80 million player for an academy graduate debutant. It just doesn't happen. That's a bit political, but it doesn't happen. Solskjaer, I'm not saying he's doing a title charge just yet. But I'm saying he's got us in a very good position. Back the guy. If you're the board, back the guy. If you're a fan, back the guy. If you're a player, back the guy. Let's back the guy. Now, I remember when the Scousers was finishing 4th and 8th and we was laughing at Klopp. And look at this fucking clown. Lost every cup final he's ever fucking been in. He's not a winner. Well, he turned it around eventually. And he won the Champions League. Then he won the Premier League. And now all they've got is belief. But do you know, before anyone else believed in him, the Liverpool fan base believed in him. And I wish United's fan base could actually fucking get behind and believe in a manager. But everyone's got their own fucking little vendettas and reasons for trying to fucking destabilise what's going on. If you can't fucking get behind the Man United manager, you're not a fucking United fan. It's as simple as that. Because this is the best one that we've had post-Fergie. And he might not. In fact, no, he won't win 13 fucking titles in 26 years. Not a prayer. But he's the fucking closest one we'll get to it. Subscribe. Back tomorrow with a preview. Laters.